Welcome back to Heart of the Matter podcast. Sorry about that, guys. Welcome back to Heart of the Matter podcast. I'm your host, Sherry J. And on this podcast, we discuss the issues that matter most to your heart. We discuss a lot of social epidemics, which are plaguing our societies, like fatherlessness, single parents. We discuss all the topics that are going around and happening now, and which are important to our society because, I mean, they involve us. So, if you would like to come on and discuss any topic that we have that we're going to be discussing, let me know. You can be a co-host on the show. If you like to just give an idea, which I have a few topics I'm going to be discussing from listeners, please feel free to send it to me via DM or messenger, however you like to do it. Email heart of the matter podcast 92 at gmail.com. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe my page, my YouTube page, Heart of the Matter podcast. If you are on, please drop a hello, a hey, just let me know you're here. Oh, hey, Tony. I know you couldn't stay. Thank you for stopping in. Hey, Ash. Hey, sis, you're here. Okay. So, and if you guys want to share this out for me, please, so that way we can get this dialogue around the globe, and so that way more people will be able to listen in. Hey, Marilee, how are you? I'm glad you're on as well. All right. So today's topic, we're gonna jump right in. Is We're gonna be discussing polygamy versus a side chick or side dude, right? Like, what's the difference? And if you are a follower of mine, I made a post a few days ago, and the post just simply said, well, let me go to the post real quick. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let me show it to you guys. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I made a post the other day, and it said, why do we despise the side chick or side dude, but glorify polygamy? And I got a few responses from you guys, which was good. And some people just, was like, wow. But I see Erica, I don't know if she's going to be on today, but she actually said that that was a great question. And the answers that she gave, you guys gave, which I'm going to kind of talk about today. I just want to kind of show you guys what people said to the question, why do we despise a side chick or side dude, but glorify a polygamous lifestyle? In our society, it seems like, the side chick always gets a lot of flag. The side dude does as well, but more people are actually signing up for a polygamous relationship. So I made this post, and these were some of the responses. So Erica said, maybe because in polygamy everyone is in agreement. Um, he said polygamy, the people know and agree. Cheating somebody doesn't know. And people just said that it's really open and accepted because people come into agreement with it. So, um, I don't know how you guys feel about those answers, but I want to know your input and your take on it. Why do you guys think that in society, the side chick and side dude is actually like, oh my God, mortified? Like we can't stand them, but society will go for a polygamous lifestyle. Like, what's up with that? Like, I really want to know, like, because if we understand, they're kind of like the same thing or similar things. So, like, why do we not like one, but we like the other? Hey, Tonya, how you doing, girl? Hey, Leo, good to see you. So, if you guys got some answers for me, what do you guys think? And as if you saw that screen, a lot of people said polygamy is accepted because people know about it, right? So, what do you guys think? Do you think polygamy is actually glorified because it's more so like you know about it, you're comfortable with it? What's your reasoning? Why do you feel that, if there's a side chick somewhere out here, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but a lot of times, we gon' ride on that side chick, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, no. But in a polygamous relationship, it's like, okay, yeah, let's do this all on TikTok. They all, it's so many so many videos on TikTok about it. So I just want to know, like, why are we glorifying polygamy, but we hate the side chick and side dude? I'm gonna see if I got any answers here. Hey Anthony. Okay. Okay, great. So merely you said one is open and honest, one is sneaky and conniving. Okay. So that's pretty much the answers we've been getting, right? Is one is open and honest and one is sneaking and conniving. And you know what? I agree with that. I agree that the reason why I guess, right, we're taking it so serious on the side chicken side dude is because we don't know about them. So it's like something behind our back. So it's like it is sneaky, it is conniving in a way. But to me, I feel like polygamy is the same thing to me. Rose, you said I don't think it's glorified, but for me, I respect it. Chanel, you said, hey, 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 Chanel, what's up, girl? So you respect it, right, Rose? And you being a married woman, you respect it. Does that mean you agree with it, or it just means that you respect the lifestyle and you're okay with other people doing it, right? I guess that's what it means. So I'm waiting on her to answer. But my thing with it, right, is it's the same thing to me. It's all the same thing. I just think that they're making it polygamy kind of just makes it more like legal, and we know in where we live at United States it's not legal for to have a polygamous relationship. So here you cannot have another wife, and I guess that's probably why we got so many side dudes and side chicks. I don't know, but this is mainly done in Syria, Middle Eastern countries. This is done in like South Africa and different places where this actually was developed at. This is still going on there, but it's not here. But it is in other countries where it's legalized. You can actually have multiple wives. You can have really not too many multiple men, but multiple wives for sure. So Tonya, you say I say to each its own. However, it's through incest. If it's through incest, it's sick. Ooh, who doing? I don't even want to jump into that. That's some crazy stuff right there. So Rose, you said I'm okay with other people doing it. I am a no judgment type of person. Okay, I get that as well. I'm a no judgment type because I can't judge you. I don't have a heaven and hell to put you in. However, I have standards or morals and beliefs. Let's say my belief system, right? And before I even like go further, I want you guys to understand that in polygamy, there's two different types of polygamy. There's one where you have polyandry, which is not so common, and we know that's the woman, she gets her way. No, let me stop. She has two men or brother husbands, or and then we have polygamy. I think I'm saying that right. Is where this is the most common type of polygamous relationships, is where a man has one wife and then he adds other wives to it. So that's most common the relationship there is as far as polygamy goes. So I want to know though, to the men that's on here, why don't you guys like polyandry or polyandry? I'm sorry, it's so many polys. Because why y'all want to have all the women, but y'all don't want the men. I mean the women to have no men. Let me stop. But for real though, because it's not common, I guess because the women don't make the money. I don't know, but let's see. Hey Rita, Chanel, you said they have a show on TLC where a woman has multiple men. Yeah, I heard about that show, Brother Husbands. My sister tells me about that all the time. And I seen a clip of that and it was like those brothers kind of looked a little, they ain't look real straight. So I don't know about those because most men they not gonna let their wife be having two and three men, but it's okay for them to do it. That's just the standard, I guess. But anyways, and I'm just gonna say poly because I can't keep saying all these words. So we do I understand that the practice between having a husband, or I'm sorry, having a husband and multiple wives came from like Middle Eastern, and it even was in the Bible days, right? And it was basically set up so that way the man could, I guess, he could build his kingdom, build his, his lineage. He could have as many kids as he could have, and money, and and then everybody would share in the household and things like that. That was the intention of the poly or polygamous relationships back in the day. But now I understand, the whole concept of things. And a lot of people nowadays, even men, say, well, I want it too. But most of these men that say it, they can't even afford to take care of two women, because you have to have the money to actually take care of the women. You can't just say, I want to have two women, you know what I'm saying? And you can't afford to take care of them because you got to have the money, which I believe this is the reason why there's so many side chicks and side dudes, because people are not trying to actually live that lifestyle. They want to use polygamy as, oh, I want to do polygamy, oh, I'm down with this, but it's really just so they can actually fulfill their lusts with two women, or and they're really probably not even taking care of them. I don't know, do you guys know anybody who's in a polygamous relationship? I'm gonna go to the comments. Merely, you said some gay some gay men will go for polyandry, but almost no straight are going for it. So he's saying yes. So some men who are bisexual probably would go for two women, or I'm sorry, a woman and the two brother husbands or so. And Chanel, you said you agree it's a double standard. Yeah, it really is. I'm not for it though. So I'm not, I have no judgment on people who do it, but I'm not for it. And the reason why I'm going to get to it is because a lot of times the woman is really hurting this aspect. The man, more times, they're okay. But if you guys look at the studies that have been done about the women who come out of these relationships, they have low self esteem. They are in competition with each other. They don't like the other wives. You think that this is really a peaceful situation. You think that this is something that's actually helping society, and it's really not. I even seen a study where they said that when you do polygamous relationships, a lot of the younger men are missing out on women. And this is why there's an imbalance between men and women, because if one man has two, three, four wives, now you have these younger men coming up, right? They have none. They have no wives at all now because you have four of them. And yet they're looking for wives, but they don't have any because you took them all. Not saying that, we're just hypothetically speaking. But that was the study saying that a lot of the younger men feel like, so they're killing and stealing, and they're getting into more of these dangerous lifestyles because they don't have a woman, because studies do show that when you do have a wife or a woman, that you're not so prone to do crime. When you have a family to say, I'm going home to my family, you're like, I'm not gonna, what I'm saying, I'm not gonna engage in this type of behavior. So now these young men don't have wives because the older men then took all the young women and married them to themselves. I just thought that was funny. I read that and I was like, wow, that's really funny. But for the most part, the women are really affected in this. And if you guys care about your women, you should want to know that this affects your woman, whether you are, again, whether there's a side chick, where there's a side dude or side chick, or polygamy, your woman is affected the same way. So that's why I don't understand why we would say, you know what, polygamy's fine, but don't have a side chick. And I understand it's because the agreement you guys are saying, but look at this. Either way, the woman is feeling inadequate. The woman is feeling jealous. The woman is feeling like she's not enough, no matter what. So no matter if, what I'm saying, like she's a side chick, she finds out there's a side chick, she feels these same feelings. If she's in a polygamous relationship, she feels these same feelings. The only difference is she may, and it really not, there's no difference, because she could be in a monogamous relationship and she's still feeling some type of way. She's taken care of just like she would be in a poly relationship. So it's the same thing. And I don't understand how us as women, right? And maybe we didn't look at it this way. You guys didn't understand how bad this hurts the women. These women are really hurt in these relationships. Like, how would you feel? You don't want a side chick, right? And it's for my ladies. You don't want your husband to have a side chick, right? How would you feel if you found out he did? Would you say, you know what? That's fine, babe. Let's go ahead and just have a big family and she can just come, stay with us. Would you say that? Like, honestly, and I want to hear from you ladies. What would you guys say? Let's see here. Leo, you said it's all toxic. Okay. A young brother saying that. That's what's up. It is all toxic. And that's what I want us to kind of realize, that this is really all toxic behavior. And where my ladies at, Rita, Rose, Tonya, what do you guys think? How would you feel if, you found out your husband, God forbid, or it had a side chick, like how would you feel about it? And I'm going to go take you guys to this article so you guys can read it for yourselves. Let's see. One second. Okay, so this is mental health and polygamy from the World Journal of Psychiatry. And basically they took 136 women, 64 who were in polygamous marriages, 72 were in monogamous, so just married to one man, and they did a study on them. And so these were the results for the women that were in polygamous marriages. So SE means self-esteem. So basically, they experienced low self-esteem. The women did. They had a less life satisfaction. So their life, they were not satisfied with life. Less marital satisfaction and more mental health issues than any other women in monogamous marriages. So they had mental health symptoms. So I mean, if you look at all these things that they had going on with them, I mean, it's really dramified. Like it's crazy. It's just crazy how these women felt in a poly relationship. And we may say, okay, well, at least she knows about the other woman. Well, look how she feels. She still feels the same way that you felt, when you found out it was a side chick. So I just don't want us to, keep using that and thinking it's okay. So Rose, you said it will really hurt bad, but it's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker. Okay. For me. Okay. Um, Tonya, you said, and let me put y'all comments. You said it's like a Pandora's box. Don't open it if you can't handle it for the consensual ones. So now if it's forced, like I said, it's sick and I feel bad for them. But like I said, to each or his own, not to mention who wants to share their partner. Exactly. So if you guys, we as women feel that way. We feel like we don't want to share our partners. And so even the polygamous women who are agreeing to this lifestyle, they don't want to share their women. I mean, I'm sorry, they don't want to share their men. Like honestly, they don't. They're doing it because they feel like for one, religious purposes. They feel like, if I don't do this, I'm going to be in trouble with God. For two, they just feel like they want to please their husbands. And it's really breaking these women down. Again, I talked to someone who she was going to come on. She's actually my cousin. I don't know if she's going to be able to come on or not, but she actually was a part of a polygamous relationship in the poly relationship. And she even said that this was her friend, or so I'm not going to tell her story because if she's able to come on, I'm going to bring her on Monday. But her friend who actually invited her into the relationship was actually like upset at her, right? She actually started acting jealous and she was the one who invited her for her husband. So, like Tonya said, this is really a Pandora's box that you're opening, and you don't want to open this Pandora box because it's you don't know what's going to come out at this point when you open that box. Because no matter what, women can say, "Oh, I'm satisfied, I'm happy." Deep down inside, most of these women are not happy. And it's the same feeling that you feel when there's a side chick and you find out there's somebody else. It's the same feeling these women feel. Chanel, you said, yes, you're not sharing at all. I agree. And monogamy is actually better for your health. Um, you can actually build better with a monogamous relationship. Like even the children are so much more work. They're affected in poly relationships because it's almost like a blended family. And we talk about blended families and how bad those are. It's exactly like a blended family because you have different mothers who are now your stepmothers, and it's just a real big mess. And you got to understand that the children have to grow up in this mess. And how do you think they feel? We talked about blended families, and blended families are not the go-to, right? We know that we have blended families because we are all, we all fall, we all make mistakes. And so we know blended families are not the perfect wheel for our lives. That's not what our Father wants us to have as a blended family because it's too much. It's a lot of tension there. It's just a lot to deal with. If anybody has one, you know what I mean. So the perfect thing is to have a monogamous relationship with one woman, one husband, and you create your children from there because it's just going to be a mess if we decide to dip into all this other stuff. Merely he says it's only for people who see the benefit in or of it. I can see the benefit of it, right? I can see there's a benefit of you guys saying, we're going to have more resources. We're going to build faster. I see the benefit of it, but it's a benefit at the expense of the woman, meaning the woman is going to be the one who has to deal with these mental health issues, who's going to be stuck in this relationship that, she's unhappy with, that she feels less than. And they even said, when I looked and researched this topic, the wife, the one who marries the husband and then they add other women, she actually has it even worse because she was like the original woman, right? So she goes through these phases of, am I not good enough? She's always competing with another woman trying to look her best because she was there first. So imagine just how she feels. Um, Merely, you said statistics say poly men live longer. Well, I'm sure they live longer. They're not under stress because they can, do whatever they want and their women can just be their servants. Oh, it's crazy, so no. Merely, you gonna get on my nerves. Rose, you said, I don't think it could work if you up and start doing it in a relationship you've been committed to. It must start and end the same way. Hmm. I think it's going to be worse if you up and start doing it in a relationship you're committed to. Um, it can work in these other relationships that they just started out, but that's in other cultures because again, these cultures have a different mindset. But majority of the poly relationships that I'm looking at have not worked. And if they are working, like I said, the women are secretly hurt, very hurt, and you don't know their pain, that hurt, behind it. So I definitely get what you're saying, Rose. Latonya, you said, what are the benefits? Your soul is dying daily. I couldn't imagine. Oh, yes. Yes. Your soul is dying daily, especially a woman's soul. Like the men too, right? Because listen, men can't deal with all these women. Like one woman, y'all say we be driving y'all crazy, and it's just one of us. Imagine two, three. I know they be going nuts. uh, and Merely, you said people experience this in monogamous relationships too. Look at the divorce rates. I understand that. That's what I'm saying. But people experience this in monogamous relationships because people trying to be poly. They want more than one woman, more than one man. So the issue is that listen, we need to try to work on our relationships and not think it's okay to have a side chick, not think it's okay to have a side dude, to be in a poly relationship, because all it's doing is affecting our future, our kids. There's no benefit to it. Really, it's not. Yes, this is the one. Soul ties, Jesus. Yes, Tonya. Soul ties. Like all them people. And then imagine the ones who swap out women. Or they like, oh, we're gonna add another wife today. So you're gonna meet her. And everybody just come on now. Now I can't even imagine if it's one man and two women. Now I'm sorry, two men and one woman. That's, I don't know about that one. Tony, you said you're taking on multiple spirits through these two people, everything they're attracted to. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like and that's even deeper than where we going today. But yeah. I want I want to show you guys this video about this guy who's talked about poly, and what he said about it, how he was like, what? I can't deal with this one wife. It was really funny. Uh, it was a really funny video. Let's see here. Okay.
Bring more women for your husband. Men need more than one woman, and men.
Oh,
You need to bring more women for your husband. Men need more than one woman, and men crave more than one woman.
Man, blink twice if you need help. And I can assure you, as a married man, I do not need multiple women. The last thing I need is more than one woman walking around this house telling me she's hungry, but for the love of God can't tell me where she wants to go eat. I got my hands full already. In all seriousness, though, women do not listen to her. More than one meta-analysis has found that women involved in polygamous marriages have worsened mental health. And children with polygamous parents had a significantly higher global severity index. Unlike other great apes, humans are a pair bonding species. We're designed to be monogamous. This is why in Christianity, the only permissible marriages are monogamous ones. Polygamy is something that resulted from a fallen state and not what the Creator originally intended. Women, you are not objects for men to collect and use. Do not fall for this lie that you would flourish in a polygamous marriage.
You need to bring
Yes. So what do you guys think about that video? That was really good. What he said, like seriously. We live in a fallen world where everything goes and, that was not the original design. Even though biblically speaking, there was polygamy all through the Bible. However, when we get to the New Testament, as Christ came, we know that that changed, right? And he said, even Jesus said from the beginning, it was not so. Divorce wasn't there from the beginning, and also man and woman was meant for each other. There was no, having more than one man or one woman. That was never the plan, God's perfect will. So we got to understand there's a difference between permissible and perfect. So some things are permitted, right? Which would be the polygamy. God permitted that to happen. And other things is his perfect will. So the perfect will is a man and a woman creating, not even this baby mama, baby daddy blended. That's not even God's perfect will for our lives. So I want to take you guys to a story in biblically based is the story of Sarah, because I think this is where we first see the first polygamous kind of thing in the Bible is in Genesis, I think, was it 28 or so, somewhere around there. But where you guys remember Sarah was barren and she couldn't have any children. So what did she tell her husband to do? If anybody know the Bible story, I want y'all to tell me. If y'all know, I'm gonna just take a moment. Sarah was barren, and this is probably like the first form of polygamy. Like this is probably like the first time we seen it in the Bible, because first we see Adam and Eve, one man, one woman. But Sarah, what did Sarah tell her husband to do? Anybody know? I'm waiting on answers. Okay, okay. That was her moving on her own accord. Okay, I think this is what Ashley is talking about. That was her moving her own accord. Right. So what did she say do? She was barren. She could not have conceive any children, and she was getting, she wanted to have kids with her husband Abram. So what did she tell her husband to do? Okay. Yes. We got a Bible scholar on here. Yes, Ashley. So she told Abram to lay with another woman. She told him to take Hagar as his wife and have a baby with her, and that would be their child. So she actually took the place of God and said, you know what? God ain't moving fast enough. I can't have children. I'm going to, have them through her. And when Hagar conceived, right? Or got pregnant, she looked down at Sarah like she was nothing, right? And so she dealt with that. So Ishmael, that's where we get Ishmael from. She dealt with that for 14 years until she conceived Isaac. And that was the first area where we see there was a polygamous relationship. And you even see how even in that, like Sarah dealt harshly with Hagar because she allowed her to get pregnant by her husband and have a baby because she could not conceive. But she didn't know women are very catty at times. And so she was, felt like Hagar was like, listen, I got the baby, you know what I'm saying? And so Sarah was kind of touched by that, like, no. And she dealt very harshly with her. So you guys, if you guys know the story, this is like the first story of polygamy. See how it didn't end well? Anytime you talk about this, anytime that's a fallen state, it's not going to end well. So yeah, we can accept it. We can practice it. You can do whatever you like, but it's not going to end well because most of those relationships never did. So if we know the story, we know that she ended up having to be sent away. And the reason why she was sent away was, and God allowed whatever Sarah wanted to be done because Sarah was the wife, right? Sarah was the one he married. And guess what? Although he had another child, guess what? Isaac was the promised child. So that baby had to be, Ishmael had to go, be discarded pretty much because he was not the promised child. So that's why it's so important to have children in covenant. This is because when you have children in covenant, God blesses that covenant. He still blesses your kids outside of the other norm too, but this is the protocol that God has created for his perfect will. Now, I'm going to go to some comments too. Let's see here. Okay, Tony, you said you take on multiple spirits through two people. Okay, I think we talked about that. Um, okay, so you talk about the video. You said she sounds like a plum fool while getting married. I respect everyone's religion, but she sounds dumb. I said, bring your man Jezebel's, bring attached those spirits. Yeah. So I get what you're saying, Tonya, because what's happening is she's actually in a different culture, and so their cultures, they do believe in polygamy. They believe they're doing the right thing when they bring another woman into the relationships. But this article that I showed you guys was actually from it was actually from Syrian women. So this was not from over here. This was over there. So the women that's saying this, yeah, they're saying that for clout, because guess what? They don't believe in any of that. They know that they're hurting deep down inside, that their husband is sleeping with another man. I mean, I'm sorry. Sleeping with another woman. Might be sleeping with a man too, because we don't know what's going on nowadays. Oh, you said you didn't. Okay, I didn't. You didn't get that. Yeah, I know you didn't. And then Ashley, you said Sarah was moving on her own accord, which she was, and she was again. She just got out. She wasn't patient. And then we have another story. So it's all these stories in here. If y'all remember, Genesis 37 and 3. That's where Jacob now is grown. He has other children, right? And he loves Joseph more. Who knows who Joseph's mother was and why he loved her more? Ooh, y'all, this ain't no Bible study, but it's turning into one. Who knows why did Jacob love Joseph more? Here we have, if you remember, Jacob, his name was changed to Israel. He had two wives, remember? This is another poly story. So initially, he didn't want two wives. If we remember the story, he only wanted one wife. But his uncle tricked him into marrying his older daughter because he only wanted, and see, nobody answers, so y'all don't know the answer to this. It was Rachel. So, of course, if you guys know the story, Rachel was the younger sister and Leah was the older sister. So when they actually go to marry somebody off, you actually have to marry. In that culture, the older daughter had to get married first, or they wouldn't let the younger daughter marry. But Jacob came to initially marry Rachel. When he saw her, what did it say? He fell in love with her when he saw her. So meaning love does not start from, these butterflies. Because when he saw her, he said he loved her in his heart, and that's who he wanted. Yeah, you did say Rachel. Okay, you got that right. But no, my point is that I got off a little bit with the love, but it was just interesting to note that the love he loved this woman, and all he did was see her. He didn't touch her, he didn't sleep with her, he didn't do anything with her. But when he saw her and laid his eyes on her, he loved her. That tells you what love is, right? And it starts in the heart. However, so we have Leah and Rachel, right? They both married Jacob. And guess what? Even though they both were married to him, Jacob really only loved Rachel. And guess what? Because that's what the Bible said, he hated Leah. God gave Leah kids and opened her womb because it made her feel better. So look at this. This is a poly relationship. Two women are married to one man, and yet he loves one woman more than he loves this one woman more than he loves the other one. And she married him first. She was the first wife. But he didn't want her. He wanted Rachel. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man, when you guys have your side chicks, right? Do you feel like, I don't know, do you feel like you love both of the women, like your wife and the side chick? Or is the side chick just like a placeholder? Because I really want to know that with men. Like, do you men really, when you have side chicks, or even women? Well, I know kind of how women feel, but I want to know how men feel, because it's interesting that Jacob did not love Leah. He only loved Rachel, yet he was married to both of them. So that tells me, I guess men can love one and not love another one. I don't know, men it merely, I don't know. Do we have any men on here who can answer that question? Leo, what do you guys think? Because I see a lot, like I have heard where, we say that sometimes a side chick is a placeholder. I don't know. Okay, so merely said that men fall for the side chick because she fills in where the main is lacking. Okay. So is it not love though? You're just falling for her because you're missing something. And instead of kind of like fixing it, you just kind of fall for the side chick. Is that correct? Let's see. Okay, so I'm waiting on response. So I think I know for women, if we have a side dude, right? Because I know with me, like our feelings are going to get involved. We are emotional. So we can't have multiple men and not be tied emotional to them. It's just not going to work because that's how God created us. Either we going to, if we have another one, we love both of them. Like honestly. Now, the love can start fading for one, but we going to love both for a moment until we just love the other one fully. That's just how it go. What y'all women, do y'all agree with me? Am I right? What y'all think? So Leo said, or he just not into her. He want to be a player. Okay, so you're saying, or he's not into his main or his wife, and he just wants to be a player now. That's why he kind of does that. Okay, I guess that's understandable. Maybe he fell out of love, or he's not feeling his wife's. And okay, yeah, I guess I get that. Um, what do you women think? Do y'all feel what I'm saying? Like I feel for women, if there's a side dude involved, it's also it's pretty much like what Millie said. There's something lacking and we're trying to fill the void in our side man or whatever. We're trying to fill that void. However, I do believe that we actually love both, at least for a period of time, where I know sometimes men, they don't really love both. They still may love their wife, but cheat with the side chick, as merely said, just to fulfill something. It's not really that they love them. Okay, Ashley, you said some men are built like this too, which is you mean built like women, meaning they may love both women and okay. But I don't know. Most men, I don't know, they just seem like they're it's just a placeholder to me. But merely you said if you go to a woman with anything that remotely looks like criticism in a relationship, she shuts down. A lot of men just sneak out the back door and take care of what's needed elsewhere. Meanwhile, the wife is none the wiser and nothing changes at home. So you're not trying to stir the pot at home, but you're just going to fulfill your needs elsewhere. But that doesn't mean that you don't love your wife. You still love your wife. You just pretty much need to clear your head. Is that what you're doing, I guess? Or you need to um feel loved? I don't know. I think that's what he's saying. Um Tonya, you said then leave her alone. Heck, she probably not feeling him either, but we stick it out. So give her a chance before cheating. Y'all heard the lady. Okay? Leave her alone. Don't just keep cheating. I agree, Tonya. Look, I'm trying to get in these men's head because I really want to know the psychology of it. Like, why are they cheating? Like, why do you have a side chick? And this story just brung it, bring it there. Did he say just cheat? Where is my want? Okay. Why did you say that? No, we're not gonna cheat. Like I said, I agree, Tonya. If you gonna cheat, just leave her alone. Don't have a side woman. Don't have a side dude. Because even Jacob didn't want that. He wanted Rachel. And because of this, moves me to my next topic. Because of this, the children were affected. So we know the 12 tribes, we got the 12 tribes, and this is Bible trivia. No, we have the 12 tribes, and they came from Rachel and Leah and their handmaids, right? So because of that, we have these 12 tribes, and only 2 children did Rachel have. So the woman Jacob loved so much, right? The woman that he admired and really wanted as a wife only had 2 children for him outside of the maids, right? Which was Joseph and Benjamin. Those were the 2 tribes she carried for him. And he loved Joseph so much that the other children knew this. He made a special coat for him, and the other children knew it was like some favoritism there, and they tried to kill him. So see how this poly stuff, it's almost like blended families, which I always say blended families are not good. I never say blended families are not to go to. Yes, we have them and they can work, and I would choose them over a poly relationship any day. But no, you see, they tried to kill their brother because guess what? Their father loved the brother more because, for one, he finally got what he wanted, which was a baby with the wife he loved. He finally got what he wanted. And so because of that, the children didn't understand that from the perspective. They just knew that, oh, daddy loved him way more than he loved us. And we've been here way longer, right? So they tried to kill him. This is why poly won't work. Leo said it works both ways, though. Clarify what you're saying, Leo, because we're talking about a lot of things here. Kawana, you said ain't no men speaking. It's quiet. Man, come on, y'all. Why y'all want this poly so bad? Why y'all want to do this? Why y'all can't just be monogamous and stick it out? Even if she do bad and she crazy, come on now, don't do that. She still love you. No, seriously, it's gonna build your character. Honestly, if you stick it out with your wife, and you don't go to a side chick, or if the wife sticks it out, and doesn't go to a side dude, your character is gonna be built so much more. Seriously. So you don't want to get into this trap of thinking it's something better, thinking it's something else out here for you when it really isn't. Um, you know, that's the whole point of monogamy. And I say that to say that, listen, y'all go read these stories about it. It's in the Bible, so we can use the Bible and say, yeah, it's all through the Bible. It is through the Bible, but you can see how many problems even those relationships in the Bible had. They had many problems, many issues, right? And so many times that, Rachel and Leah was getting into it the whole time. They was having babies just like baby mama drama today, y'all. They was having one baby, like, oh, you got pregnant by him. Oh, I'm about to go get pregnant again now, and when Rachel couldn't have no kids, she was having her handmaid. Okay, go get pregnant for me. You know what I'm saying? So Leah, she felt love because she was like the baby mama that he really didn't want, but she was able to have his kids. The other one was one he wanted, but she couldn't have no kids. That story crazy, y'all. Ain't that real life? Y'all can't tell me the Bible ain't true. Okay. All right. So Leo, you said, if the man is liking, why do women go find somebody else? Why not build together? Right. That I'm in agreement with you, Leo. Why go find somebody else? Well, I think a lot of times you got to be careful. Women are emotional. Women are we're different than men. So we're visual, but we're more emotional. So if you're not giving us that emotional attention that we need and somebody else is doing it, I'm not saying it's right, but it's easy for that man to get in. Because a lot of times women, I know me, also women, we don't really want to cheat. We don't really want to. We're not trying to break no vows. We're not trying to do that. So it really takes a lot. And normally the man that you cheating with or they cheat with is usually really attentive to our needs. He listened to us. He doing everything that's not being done. So I don't really think women, it's some doggish women out here, but a wholesome woman is really not trying to cheat. She does want to build, but sometimes, y'all so bullheaded, she can't get her point across to tell you like, hey, and y'all just don't listen anyway. But I agree, Leo. If you're lacking, try to help that person. Don't go and try to just get another man or woman, because that man or woman is going to have their own issues. So it may not be the issue that your husband has or wife has, but they're going to have another issue. So, merely you said it's really just to be best to be single until you find someone who is on the same page with you and what you're looking for. Amen. Okay. Single and celibate. Uh-oh. Somebody about to be mad. Um, Latone, you said half of these men don't even realize honesty will get you so far versus that sneaky that gets you left in the dust. I'm doing a lot of hurrahs today. Um, I applauded that because and I think this is why poly sometimes go like people want to do poly, because if you're upfront with them, right? A woman may say, okay, well, let's just invite her in. And that's how a lot of times these men are getting these poly whatever relationships, because they're inviting, the women, they're coming to the woman and they're being honest, like, baby, I messed up, this. And the woman like, well, dang, since you were so honest. Nah, not me. I wouldn't do that. But I think that's how it's happening, because honesty is the best policy. If you honest with us, we could probably take anything, and trust me, we gonna be on your team. That's all. You gotta just be upfront with us. Not saying we're gonna agree with Polly, but we can work through anything. Tony, you said it takes a lot for a woman to leave. Baby, we got to be broken. Hey, it does. It does. That ain't saying go out here and cheat and do what you want, because me, I'm leaving on the first time. Okay. I'm just gonna tell you that. But let me not say that, God forbid, because I'm gonna try to stick it out. let me shut up. Bye. Relationships or marriage is about a duty, not emotions. You're darn skippy it. It's about duty. But guess what? We have emotions and we have feelings, and God made us this way. And guess what? You have to render our due benevolence, like the word says. Meaning, if God, He knew we had feelings, right? So He wouldn't tell you to render due benevolence to your husband and your wife. So, meaning, I know it's about duty, but don't leave out the emotional part, the benevolence that we need, the affection. Don't leave out that part, because guess what? It opens up a door for the enemy to come in and bring somebody else to do it. You get what I'm saying? So that's the whole point. You don't want to leave any doorways open. And I agree. It's about duty. It is. Um, Ashley said a business. If you ask me, it is a bit. Why is it feeling like a business? Lord help us. Leo, you said so. Just break up with him. Then don't do it behind his back. Now that's cheating. Yes, that absolutely. Don't. Leo, I'm with you. Just break up with him. I'm saying, right. It's the same way how men have side women. I'm just saying this is kind of what leads to a woman having a side man, right? More so, men may get a side woman because we may like nag them, or we may do, it's kind of different, right? But I agree. If you don't want to be faithful in a faithful relationship with whom you're with, you need to leave. You should not stay in that relationship and pretend like you want to be with that person, or you know what I'm saying, still doing something on the side. That's hurtful. Let that man go. Okay, merely agrees with me. Or is he agreeing with Ashley that's saying she's saying it's a business? Oh, ring the bell. Oh, I was supposed to ring the bell. Okay, there we go. Okay. So merely you said that's why men are to lead. Emotions profit you nothing. Now listen, you're gonna stop with this. It don't profit you, but guess what? Your wife gonna be much happier if you give her some good emotions. Okay. Okay. So merely he's agreeing with you, Ashley, that a marriage is a business. If you ask, it's kind of a business, but if you just set it up like a business, I don't know. I guess, I mean, I could see somewhat what you, I don't know. Cause some days, well, you know what? I guess so. Cause some days I don't feel like going to work. I mean, most days I don't feel like going to work. So see? Okay. Anyways. So let's see here. Tony, you said that's right. Sometimes you have to lose to win again. It's okay. Oh, we'll try to stick it out, y'all. Divorce is hard. No matter what, who's wrong, divorce is hard. Like, and the Bible said it's a ripping, it's a tearing of a covenant, of ripping. You know how you rip a piece of paper and you got all these edges now on the paper? And because of that ripping, it's not straight. Whereas, when you just do, it's all these emotions that you can't help, all these issues. And no matter what, even if you're not in the wrong, you're still going to get those emotions. You're still going to get those feelings. You're still going to be hurt. You're still going to have to deal with it, and anger. So divorce, I know it's bad that we have to go through divorce, and a lot of it's an option out here that's everybody has. But if you can, try to stick it out, try to do everything you can before you just say, I'm walking out, I'm gone, because it's going to hurt you too. No matter if you're the responsible party or not, you're going to suffer too. And I'm just saying this because I went through divorce and I know how hard it was, even though, I feel like I wasn't the wrong person, and I did things. I wasn't perfect. But my thing is, I felt it. I felt when the Bible said it's a ripping. He hates divorce, because the reason why he hates it, because his children suffer. He sees the pain, of what you have to go through, and it's not easy. And so that's why he hates divorce. Yes, he don't want you to be a bad abusive relationship. He wants you to get out of that. But either way, you're, because of the covenant that was made and now it's being torn, you're going to be torn, So just try to stick it out, counseling, just kiss your wife if she talking crazy. I've seen somebody do that. They said it works every time. Just be like, baby, okay, I'm sorry, and give her a kiss. Okay. That's all we need. We so simple. We so simple. We so simple. Okay. Okay. Okay, y'all. Um. Oh, you said for the ones that want to creep divorce. Yes. Ashley, you said it also says you are still tied to them until one of you die. Also, you're tied to them. You mean soul tied to them? You can break soul ties. So I understand what you're saying, tied, but the thing is you can break soul ties, and you got to understand, because I did deal with this for a while. When we talk about divorce and remarriage, because the Bible, Jesus did say from the beginning it was never so. You're never supposed to divorce. You were never supposed to, right? But he said for the hardness of hearts, right, is the reason why it was permitted, because people, their hearts were so stone cold that, they couldn't deal with their wives, or they were mean to them, or, and so he allowed it to happen. And then also for adultery and things like that. So you have to understand that divorce is not an unforgivable sin. It's forgivable. With that being said, God will forgive you. If anybody's on here who's went through that and you feel like, oh, God will forgive you for it, because it's not an unforgivable sin. So yes, you would be you're tied to the person. However, just like God had to break a covenant with Israel when he said, listen, I'm going to give you a bill of divorce because you cheated on me. You're out here whoring with all these other nations. So we got to understand that, yes, God hates it. And we are tied to our husbands and wives. However, when you do divorce, you have to go and repent to God for it, because it's not in God's perfect will. It's not what he wants you to do, but it's not unforgivable, and you can move on from it, and God will forgive you. And he's just that. This is what it says. There merely said there is really no such thing as divorce biblically. It is. It's divorce. I don't know what you're saying. Really, there's no. It is. That's why he gave Israel bill of divorcement. But yeah, I don't know what you mean. There's really no such thing as it biblically. I don't know, but you got to explain, merely. He said you're supposed to part or separate for a time, but eventually come back. That is the case. I mean, that is the perfect will, right? It does say, even Paul said this, that, dwell with your husbands, right? Dwell with your wives. And if you separate, let her be put back with her husband or wives, right? Now, there's reasons why, of course, you would leave if there's abandonment. If the husband or wife is an unbeliever and they leave, you're called to peace. This is what Paul said. Because how can you be worrying about an unbeliever? They out here doing whatever they want, turning up with another people, and you over here like, oh my God, I'm still married and I'm tied in bondage. No, you're called to peace. So just the main thing you need to understand is that divorce is forgivable. Remarriage and divorce is forgivable. Again, you have to repent. You have to repent and do these things, but God will forgive you for it. Trust me. Oh, sorry. Okay, Tony said amen. Well, okay, girl. Yes. Okay. That's the word of God, sis. You said it. Bill of divorce. Amen. It's in there. This is what he told the Israelites. So let's see what merely says. The Most High parted with Israel for a time, but came back with a new covenant. No such thing as putting away your wife for good unless she dies. Well, again, this is why they had bill of divorces even in Matthew, when Jesus said, when they asked Jesus, why did you allow them to put away their wives? They never went back to those wives. They put them away. And he said it was never meant from the beginning. He said that it was supposed to be man and woman, but because of the hardening of your hearts is why he allowed it. So what I'm saying is, even God had to, yes, give them a bill of divorcement. But what I'm saying also, in the New Testament, they were already divorcing their wives. And a lot of times they were divorcing them for anything. Oh, I don't like you today. You don't look good. You know what I'm saying? And so they were divorcing a lot. And this is, if they were not, Jesus wouldn't have to address it, because they were asking who would be married to the person in heaven. They said, okay, well, if this man divorced his wife and now he got a new wife, who shall he take and be a wife in heaven? Who gonna be the wife? Or, because she married this man and now another man married her, or whatever. And he said, there won't be marrying in heaven. But he said divorce was never the case from the beginning, but because of the hardness of your heart, he allowed it. So that's New Testament and New Covenant. So anything new is what we got to stick with, y'all. But listen, we can talk about this all day, and it's going to go farther and farther. But y'all read the word in Matthew. It talks all about it. Also read, if you want to read, the Corinthians and, all of those good, where Paul wrote, he talks about it in First Peter, all those good things. But the number one main thing to remember is that divorce is not an unforgivable sin. It's the divorce is the same thing as you sleeping with somebody else, because remember the woman, was it Samaritan woman, the woman who had 5 husbands? How did she have 5 husbands? How did she have 5 husbands? Because she said she was at the well and Jesus came and met her. He asked her for some water. Remember, she said, you don't have anything to draw for or draw with, and he or whatever. That was the conversation. But he said, go get your husband so you can get some water, right? And when she got the water, which well, she didn't get the water. She was like, you know what? I don't have a husband. He said, you spoke right because you have five. So what did he tell her? He said, go and sin no more. So we got to understand, right? We got to understand that it wasn't forgivable with Christ. We got to understand we don't understand the scriptures, because if that was the case, right, he wouldn't have forgave her that time and place. He forgave her. He told her, you had five. You've currently have five husbands. Because he said, where's your husband? She said, I don't have a husband. He said, that you said right, because you have five. And why did she have five? Because she was sleeping with me, and I'm sure, or she probably got married and divorced. Who knows? I don't know. But again, I think she was just sleeping with men, because you got to understand the covenant comes when you are, again, you're in a illegal covenant when you sleep with somebody who you're not married to. So you technically have a covenant with that person unless you break the covenant. It's illegal. It allows you to be attacked. It allows you for you know what I'm saying, all of these spirits and all that. This is deeper than we going, but it's an illegal covenant. So that's why when you get married, you have to have sex with your wife to actually, make sure, consummate the marriage, right? But yeah, this is getting deep. Let me look. Ashley, you say, yeah, I think divorce in the Bible means to separate, come back. That's why he never leaves us nor forsake us. No, sorry, Ashley. I love you, sis. That is not it. That is not it. Hold on one second, y'all. Um, yeah. So Jesus would never leave us nor forsake us, right? He's not talking about your husband or wife, because those are people. We cannot trust them to not never leave us or forsake us. You never want to put that much trust in, you know what I'm saying, a man or woman, right? Divorce is actually a bill of divorcement, meaning they were leaving their wives and getting another one. They were putting them away. Look up the words in Greek and Hebrew and you'll get the words. You get what I'm saying? So outside of the point, no matter what divorce you may think it means, I know what it means. It's a separating, it's a breaking, a tearing. Actually, let me I want to pull it up, the scripture, so that way I can show you guys what the word means. But either way, listen, guys, you shouldn't let that condemn you, because again, the woman who had five husbands didn't, and God forgave her and told her to go and sin no more. So if he forgave her, right? You think God ain't gonna forgive you? He has. There is no condemnation, right, to those who love God. Why did God say that? Because you're not condemned. When you love Christ, you're not condemned. Meaning that's not held over my head. I'm trying to find this. Okay, Matthew 5:31, y'all. If y'all want to read that verse, Matthew 5:31. Y'all done got me all off topic. This is not weekly wisdom. It is a little bit. It's tied into it. Hold on one second. I'm I'm sorry, guys. Look, everybody gonna be like, what are we doing now? Y'all is messing my show up. No. Okay, 5:31 says, it has been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, meaning there was times where they put away from their wives, put away their wives for a right cause, or husbands, because of fornication, causes her to commit adultery, and whosoever shall marry her that is divorced commits adultery. Again, ye have heard that has been said by them of old, thou shalt not forswear thyself. Okay, that's something else. I'm sorry, y'all. That's going into something else. But hold on one second. DJ, go get Jeremiah. Y'all can't hear? I'm sorry, guys. See, this is, go tell Jeremiah. Okay, yes. So But again, even that scripture shows that there was a cause that they put their wife away. That was the only reason they could do it, save for the cause of fornication. Put their wife away. Let me look up divorce real quick. Because y'all is doing too much. Okay. It's a bill of divorce. Okay. I don't want to waste our time on here because I don't want y'all to be, you know. Okay. So, okay, merely you said agree, no such thing as divorce biblically. Not agreed. Ashley, you said I wasn't talking about. Oh, okay. You wasn't talking about husband and wife. Okay. Okay. So you're talking about the Israelites. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Oh, okay. He did separate. Okay. So that makes sense now because I'm like, So merely she's not agreeing with you. She's saying that the Israelites, he gave them a bill of divorcement, but he did separate and come back. He did. He did do that. He separated and came back to them. I agree with that. Cause look, y'all got me bringing up the Bible and everything. Come on now, y'all. Oh, my guest is on. Oh my goodness. She's able to make it on. So if y'all don't leave nowhere, right? I'm gonna play this funny video for y'all, and then I'm gonna bring her on. So just hold on one second, y'all, because this video merely sent me this video and I thought it was so funny. And I want y'all to y'all to see it. It is funny though. Where is it at? Okay, here. No, that ain't it. No, that ain't it. Okay. Let's see. Oh my.
Right. And it's all three of us come together. We could build an empire. Not even on no, trying to have no threesomes and nothing like that. But because it's cool, two queens coming together to help build up a king. Also this empire. Oh. Hey, look, I was thinking like when y'all get paid, y'all should bring y'all checks to me, and I go ahead and put them all in one account. Yes, Daddy. Why we gotta bring our money to you? It is I'm the king, or is you the king? You the king. You gonna bring that check in here when you get paid? Thursday. Friday. Okay then, y'all bring those checks here. We're gonna build this fast, so y'all still gonna be able to get whatever you want. Hey, you gonna put some money in though? I already got this my account. Talk to her because you need to get them. You ain't gonna be here long. Wow. We will replace you. Rule number 2: we are a team. Y'all think y'all gonna be scissoring behind my back? You're not. What? I'm gonna take these down. Let's do something real quick. No, I thought you said we can't do nothing without her. I said y'all can't do nothing without me. I couldn't do the monogamy no more. I'm polygamy now. For real, I got 2 girls, man. They over here cooking, cleaning, and bringing their check. Why is this door locked? I know y'all ain't in there scissoring. Ain't no locked doors in here. What y'all in here doing with the door locked? Stop playing with me. I was in here scissoring because I heard the macaroni through the door. So why are you tripping anyways? Because me and you just did something the other day without her. Wait, what? You messy. You not good for the team and you need to leave.
That was funny. Anyway, look. Hopefully y'all found that funny. That was a good one. Okay, so I have my cousin Lena, who is she has had some experience with this polygamy thing, right? So she's got to just kind of come on and give me some insight on how she felt about it, and just she's gonna take us into the world of polygamy. So I'm gonna bring her on. So guys, don't go anywhere. Please keep sharing this out, and so somebody can maybe add what they want to say into the topic as well. So her name is Alina, and I'm gonna add her now. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You driving?
I am, but I'm about to pull over.
Yes, please. I don't want no incidents or accidents.
Fine. I just said I'm about to pull over. I'm just trying to get out of the neighborhood that I'm in. But
yeah. So yeah, she's in Vegas, so that's why she didn't know she was gonna be on or not, just because she is 3 hours behind us. So she I guess since we've been on here an hour, oh my God, time flew. I didn't even know went that long. I'm sorry to keep y'all that long because Wow, it was just such a good topic, and oh my god, so much good information. So, go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and let you have a mic and talk about your relationship and how it's got started. Or go ahead, you got the flow.
So first, that video, I watched that video earlier today, like on my lunch break, and I was cracking up because the concept of men is just funny in that video. And that's how a lot of them really think when it comes.
So you can relate
But
to it, is what you're saying.
not even on just the men part, but like in the situation that I was in, that's how the woman was. Like everything was supposed to come through her. She didn't want like me and him to have relations on the back end.
Mm.
Um, but she still wanted to do what she wanted to do. And she literally just thought like, oh, let me clean my screen. Sorry, y'all. It's still dirty.
You're fine. Look, we can.
But she just didn't want it. Like she didn't want any like us to she didn't want us to communicate. She didn't want us to be friends on like social media.
So hold on, not to interrupt you. So this, just to clarify, you were in a poly relationship with a husband and wife,
They
right?
wasn't married at the time.
Okay.
And
So,
when
okay.
I married at the time, um we just was young, just being experiment, I will say, just young. We were just young. Since they have become married, like I just hold friendship with them. Now, like I don't interact with them like that. Like if they
So hold
tend to
on.
go
Just
something.
sorry, I just want to paint a picture. So this was this your friend prior to and her boyfriend? Or
So yeah, it was a girl that I met, and we had started to build a friendship, and then it came out that she liked me, and I was like, well, I don't really know where I'm at with like my sexuality because I was young. I was like maybe like 19, 20. I wasn't like a mature with the mental capacity that I have now as a 36-year-old woman. Um, so yeah, she was like my friend from high school, like a high school that I went to, and she was just somebody I kept in touch with pretty much because I didn't stay at that particular high school that long. So she was just somebody I kept in touch with through the years.
so this was her boyfriend,
It
and
was
she
her
was
boyfriend.
like, and whose idea was this?
It was hers. She brought the idea to me.
Oh, okay. So was like her man wanted like a threesome or something?
Nope, he didn't. It was literally something she wanted, which
Oh,
was
wow.
interesting because when we initially went in to have the threesome, like I just remember her like getting mad and like storming out the room, and so me and him both felt uncomfortable. And then like later on down the road, like me and her end up having a conversation about it, and I just told her like if you wasn't mentally and emotionally prepared to see your mate with someone else, like why would you even bring this to the table? Because
Right,
now not only do you have me feeling awkward, but you now have him feeling awkward, and you made it seem like as if me and him did something wrong, but we did this for you.
right. And so now you don't talk to her. They're married now, and
No, we still talk.
you
They
still
were
talk.
recently. They stayed before I moved out of my old house. Before I moved, they came and they stayed, but nothing like happened. We literally were just like old friends, just sitting there talking about like what they go through in their marriage. Because before they came here, they were beefed out about something. And I always like try to to them. I'm sorry, did you say something?
So do you feel like that she's like she was kind of still jealous, or like I know you said something about you
I
felt like she was acting a little.
a jealous individual. Like I think that's just who she is. Like I
Okay.
don't. You know how some people just they be jealous if you have other friends. They be jealous of
Well, she wasn't a
that.
good candidate for for poly if she automatically, because I'm, you got to share a
Well,
whole.
I'm not. The funny thing is, like a couple of years ago, they came here and they came with like their other girlfriend, like I guess the person who they're in a relationship with now. And oh my goodness, they got into it so bad. Like I just was like, and I told her then, I said, so nothing really has changed. Like, but you keep introducing women to your marriage when you really need to go figure out who you are because she really think in her mind she's allowed to cheat. He's not.
So is she more
Um,
like she's doing this for like a lustful thing to fulfill her lustful desires, right?
I truly believe so. But
Right.
like I told her, you do this stuff, and then you get people caught up in it, and eventually this can lead to somebody getting hurt, not just mentally and emotionally, but physically as well.
So do you think you developed feelings for the husband, or well, now husband? Do you think you kind of developed any feelings for him?
Um, I felt sorry for him.
Okay. So do you think had it went on longer, you probably would have gotten some feelings and didn't want to,
No, because she was always my choice.
Okay.
Um, in spite of like her her issues towards certain things, like I feel like because of like her grind and her hustle and her motivation for certain things, I feel like me and her could have made a great team, but not necessarily me and him. Like it's things about him that I would never settle for. Like I guess, and that's probably why I'm single now. Because I truly believe like a man is supposed to be the provider and the head of the household.
Right.
But I feel like, and don't get me wrong, I feel like if he becomes incapacitated, then me as the wife, I should pick up the slack and and step into that role. But I'm never gonna just have an able-bodied man in my
Mm,
home not providing for me.
exactly. I agree with that. That's no, we can't do that. It's gonna be a lot of problems. But I know we've been on here for a while, so I just trying to want to keep it
Yeah.
condense it. I know you said something about after the reason why you kind of changed your mind on the whole polygamy thing, and you kind of got out of it because you felt like you were having like some issues, like even God was like, things were going wrong. So can you elaborate more on that?
So yes, I became like extremely sick to where I was hospitalized. It was like at one point in time, like the illness that I was having, I literally could not walk. Like I mean, like I could not walk at all. Um, I started to lose. I started to lose jobs. I feel like my both of my parents became like extremely ill. It was things going on like in my home that like where things were starting to break financially. I started to take different losses, so like just anything that was in regards to my life, like I just felt like it was a threat on my life, and so I feel like I needed to change.
Wow, that's deep. Wow, so that told you right there, like, get out of that situation because it felt wrong. You pretty much got a lot of bad luck from it, is what you're saying, or karma or whatever, but it wasn't good.
No,
That's what you're saying. Oh my
no.
god. So would you go back to that lifestyle, or entertain it? Go ahead.
I wouldn't necessarily ever go back to it. So like in my mind, I really used to think like, oh, this is how God wanted it to be. Because if it wasn't, then how come women outnumber men? So I really used to tell myself like, eventually I'm going to have to get a man and share him because that's how it was meant to be. And I had to really change like my way of thinking because I started to justify like even when I had like a fiance. Sorry, that was gonna irritate me.
Okay.
But even when I had like a fiance, I used to try to justify like that's why it was okay for him to cheat on me because it was more it was more women than it is to men. And
Mm,
so now I live like a life of like celibacy just because I choose not to partake either way.
that's great. Yeah, that's good. And see, and I think that probably has a lot to do with why a lot of women agree with polygamy, or to be the other woman or whatever, because they say that it's more women, or yeah, more women to men, but it's really not. It's equaled out. It's just if we got five women or five, what I'm saying, to one man, or vice versa in all these polygamous relationships, yeah, it ain't gonna be nobody for nobody. But also we know the men are, a lot of our men are getting killed, jail, incarcerated, all these bad things are happening to them. So, but I'm glad now that you understand that. Oh, I don't know what happened. Are you still here? Hello? Alina? Well, I don't know what happened to her, but I'm glad she understands now that, just because you feel like there's not enough men out here, doesn't make it right for you. You shouldn't try to go get in a polygamous relationship because of that. That kind of boils down to having high self-esteem, kind of understanding who you are, and in the creator, who you are in God. Because I don't know what happened to my guest, but um it seems like when we're talking about this polygamy thing, a lot of women who feel like, they can't get what they deserve, kind of gravitate towards it. And it leaves them with, bad luck. Like she said, she had a lot of bad luck. A lot of bad things was going on until she got out of that relationship. So it really makes sense, guys, because we know it's not of God, and we know that again, it was permitted and permissible early on, but now um, we ought to be monogamous. I don't knock what anybody's doing, because you have a free will, you have a free choice to do what you want to do, and it comes with consequences. But hey, God gave you a free will to do it. He doesn't want you to do things to get bad consequences, but we have to reap what we sow. So that has been the episode for today. And oh, thanks, Ash. You said yes, that was interesting. It was. I got a lot. I hope you guys got a lot out of this episode on polygamy and the side chick. There's no difference. Listen, one is consensual. That doesn't mean anything. The same hurt, jealousy, low self-esteem, the same issues come from both. So don't ever think that you're never worthy to have one man, to have one husband, to have one man love you. Never think that, because you're worthy of it. And God said you are a daughter of the king. You're worthy to have it. And so just remember that, guys. That's all I got. This is a really good episode. I thank you guys for coming on. Please share this out so that more people can interact, and we can discuss more topics like this. But I thank everybody who came on. I appreciate your participation. Please subscribe my YouTube channel, just in case you can't get on here one day. You can watch it on YouTube and refer other people. Alina, I know you're back now. I'm about to actually leave.
It's okay. I just wanted to sincerely apologize. I thought my phone was on Do Not Disturb, but it's not. And I got a phone call, but it was from one of my best friends. Her son just got diagnosed with leukemia, so I wanted to be here for that, and I tried to get her a call. So I do sincerely apologize.
Look, you gave us the meat of everything and what we needed and what we take away now. So I'm so grateful for you able to come on and share your story. I'm happy it worked out this way. It's been a great episode. Make sure you go back and listen to it too. So I put some lot of good research in there. But that's all we got today. We about to get out of here. We've been on here for over an hour. But thanks again for coming on and being a guest. I'm gonna hit you up later, okay?
Okay, I love you and congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you, Paul. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, guys, that's all for today. As always, I love y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all to still stay wise, even though I don't use that word anymore, but stay wise. And this was a good topic to make you get your Bible out, right? And get some understanding. Because this is the last thing I'm saying. Everything we go through is in this book. Here's mine right here. Is in this Bible. It's in there. Everything. You see how we just talked about polygamy, the issues of polygamy they had in the Bible, blended families, different kids, different mamas, and the same issues we have today. It's happening in the Bible. And if we want the answer to it, we have to go look to the Bible, because it's all of our answers. That's where all of our answers lie at. So instead of thinking with our own mind and trying to figure out the answer, look in the book. It's there, guys. It is. And so I have nothing against, I do have something against polygamy, because whatever my God hates or doesn't like, I don't like. But I have no judgment to people who are in polygamy, because I'm not your king nor your God. You have to take that up with the Most High God. But this dialogue here, we just trying to create it so you will get an understanding that if you are in polygamy, you don't have to stay there. If you know what I'm saying? If you really don't feel like this is for you, which is probably not, we know it ain't, you can get out of it. And I do want to start doing something at the end of my episodes. Listen, I'm going to put up a banner. I'm going to try to put up something like, if you're not saved, listen, all you have to do is confess with your mouth, believe in your heart that Christ died for you and you could be saved. So I'm going to start doing that, because I want to make sure if somebody's on here new and they want to reach Christ that they can. But that's it. I'm out, guys. This has been a long, very long episode, and I love y'all for staying on here to the bitter end with me. Okay? But that's all I got. Okay? I love y'all. Until next week. Oh my God, stay wise and thank you. Share this out. Bye.